Anthropic just published something genuinely useful. A detailed write-up of how its own engineers used Claude Code to run 10 large-scale code migrations, some over 1 million lines each. This isn't a demo, it's a real playbook for pointing agents at gigantic, boring, high-stakes work. Let's break down how they did it. Here it is, straight from the source. Here's the scope. Anthropic's team ran 10 separate migration packages, ranging from tens of thousands of lines to more than 1 million each, using a mix of Claude Fable 5, Opus 4.8, and Sonnet 5. The headline job was porting the bun runtime from Zig-to-Rust, roughly 1 million lines of code produced in under 2 weeks, with the entire existing test suite passing before anything merged. That's the kind of migration that normally eats a team for a quarter. And the results were real, not just it compiles. The Rust version cut peak memory from 6,745 megabytes down to 609, more than a 10x reduction. On top of that, the binary came out 19% smaller and 2 to 5% faster. There were 19 regressions found after merge, but all of them have since been fixed. The whole run cost about $165,000 in tokens, expensive, but cheap, against the engineering months it replaced. The core of it is a 6-stage pipeline. First, build a rulebook, map dependencies, and inventory the gaps. Second, stress test those rules on a small mini-migration before betting the whole codebase on them. Third, fan out the actual translation across many agents working independent file batches in parallel. Fourth, loop the compiler errors through fixer agents with adversarial review. Fifth, smoke test to catch crashes. And sixth, match the new behavior against the original. Structure is what makes it work at scale. The orchestration is clever about cost. They used smaller, cheaper models Sonnet for the high-volume grunt work of translating files, and reserved the larger models for the reviewers and the rulebook, where judgment matters most. Reviewers were paired adversarially. When two disagreed, it escalated. And critically, the compiler and the test suite acted as an objective referee, an automated judge that can't be talked into a wrong answer. That's how you trust output at this volume. One more example. A second job moved 165,000 lines of Python to TypeScript over a single weekend, dropping compile time from 30 minutes to about 2 seconds, and making startup 6 times faster. But the real takeaway is a mindset. When an agent produces wrong code, Anthropic's team doesn't patch the individual file. They fix the loop, the process that generated it. Improve the machine, not the part. That's how you get 1 million correct lines. That's the AI Daily. If this was useful, subscribe. AI, explained simply. Subscribe to BirenAI so you don't miss the next one.